in 2021 here. I think we can't see it in the graphic, but since January 1st, Jamie, goose egg as far as Willard Airport goes. Since the last sunny day we've had, full sunshine day, December 26th. 2020. Jamie, I don't know about you, but I think this is driving me a little bit mad.
It definitely is. When you said, all I heard was sunshine this afternoon, and I am so looking forward to that.
Not this afternoon. It's going to be tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. I know. You're wearing the nice yellow in the sunshine today.
I know. I need it. I need the sun to come out.
A lot of people do. I can tell on some of those Facebooks and social media that people need some vitamin D to lighten up a little bit. But the sunshine, it's coming, folks. It'll be here soon.
All right. Thanks, Jacob. And money shouldn't buy freedom. That's what activists are saying in Springfield as they continue the push to end cash bail in the state. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey has more.
Posting bail could be a thing of the past in Illinois. Part of the massive criminal justice reform package moving through the Capitol would completely restructure the pretrial system.
Our criminal justice system shouldn't sound like a Capital One commercial. It shouldn't be about like what's in your wallet.
But law enforcement are completely opposed to the idea.
I believe that they eliminate that, it is going to make our communities less safe, and we're going to see a spike in every reportable crime.
The Pretrial Fairness Act gives judges full authority on deciding if somebody's detained before their trial or is allowed to go home. But it takes away the ability to put a price tag on doing so.
But any money bond really is about 2 pages of a very large bill that really tries to reorganize our entire bail process, which is completely broken.
Groups like the Peoria Community Bond Fund Coalition already fundraise to help post bail for people who can't do it themselves. Shama St. Louis helps run that fund in Peoria, and she knows the effects the system can have because she lived through it herself.
I understood the problem. I am a Black woman. I grew up in a low-income area. I myself have been arrested for traffic reasons and things like that, and I couldn't pay bail.
She points to the very existence of her organization as a reason this system needs to change.
You know, the fact that this is even necessary shows just how broken our criminal justice system is.
Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
If a defendant is found to be a danger to society by a judge under the proposed new rules, then the judge can order the person to be detained with no way of getting out before the trial. And lawmakers also discussed defelonizing drug possession. Members of the Legislative Black Caucus want to downgrade the penalty for possession to a Class A misdemeanor. The goal is to pair the lightened punishment with stronger programs to help addicts recover instead of going to jail. Republican Representative Patrick Windhorst says taking away the threat of jail time removes the incentive of turning lives around.
I don't necessarily disagree with Representative Cassidy that there needs to be reforms of the system, and we need to look at things that can be done to make the system better. But as we currently have in our system, this has been the mechanism used to get people treatment.
What we want to do is pair this with an approach that looks at resources that address these many challenges, especially obviously as it relates to drugs. We're talking about substance abuse and addiction.
Programs like Safe Passage and Taylorville already provide alternatives to jail time for people facing time for possession. Representative Slaughter says he wants the state budget to give more money to programs that help people before they face jail time. And a man went on a shooting spree throughout multiple South Side neighborhoods in Chicago and then went all the way to Evanston yesterday, leaving 3 people dead and several others injured before he was shot dead by police. A building security guard in Kenwood and a University of Chicago student were among those who were shot and killed. Police said the man also returned to one of the crime scenes and shot at officers. The suspect, identified as 32-year-old Jason Nightingale, also took a woman hostage and shot and wounded her in Evanston. And police are pushing back against big changes coming to law enforcement in Illinois. The heads of police unions and sheriff's departments around the state warn if state lawmakers end qualified immunity or make other changes to weaken their union powers, We could see a wave of police walk off the job and retire from the force to collect their pension instead of staying on the job and taking on new financial or physical risks. And Governor Pritzker announced a plan to withhold federal COVID-19 relief funds from small businesses to help fill the state budget deficit. Congress approved federal tax relief to help businesses recover some losses during the pandemic. The governor announced Illinois could suspend those tax breaks and still require businesses to pay to the states. The head of the Illinois Chamber of Commerce warned that could make it tougher for small businesses to survive. And CUPHD announced 2 vaccination clinics for seniors this month, but appointments have already filled up. What you should know if you're waiting on your turn to get vaccinated. Up next.
This portion of WCIA 3 News is sponsored by Precision Painting.
Your news every hour in prime time is on News Nation on WGN America. News Nation told you how to avoid losing your stimulus check to scammers.
Our Social Security number is the real key.
And News Nation had a full hour of uplifting hometown hero stories.
It's the best day of my life.
News Nation covers your nation every night starting at 8, 7 Central on WGN America. Go to newsnationnow.com to find WGN America on your cable or satellite provider.
Menards bag sale is back and bigger than ever because this year you get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag for 2 weeks. That's right, now through January 16th. Need new tools? Put them in the bag and save 15%. Updating your bath faucet? Put it in the bag and save 15%. Painting? Save 15%. Whatever you need, if it fits in the bag, you save 15%. In store only through January 16th at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I know how overwhelming buying blinds for 1 room, 2 rooms, or even a whole house can be. I kept driving down the road and I kept seeing a billboard, budget blinds. I need to call them, and I finally got around to it. And I don't know why I waited so long, because it was honestly the easiest part of building the house was working with Tom and Debbie. They had one day where they came in and measured the rooms and showed me all the different products they had, and then another day of installing. I don't know why I waited so long to do it.
Budget Blinds, a style and service for every budget.
Enjoy life to the fullest at the Glenwood Assisted Living, designed to provide each resident with a true sense of home, with daily meals and snacks, spacious apartments, great amenities, and much more. The Glenwood in Mahomet, where the only things you leave behind are worries.
Looking for a rewarding career? Let Marvin Keller Trucking move you forward. With a 4-day work week, flexible schedules, great pay, and full-time benefits, you'll get something valuable. More time at home with your family. Team up with the professionals. Marvin Keller.
The news changes daily. Trust Paul Cicchini to keep you informed. On WCIA 3, your local news leader.
The Champaign-Urbana Public Health District is preparing 2 COVID-19 vaccination clinics, and appointments filled up within a day due to high demand. So far, less than 4% of the eligible population in Champaign County has been vaccinated. They're trying to increase those numbers. They will have 2 vaccination clinics for people aged 75 and up, but slots are filled.
As soon as we get more vaccine, we will just continue to have clinics, and we will continue to push the vaccine out. So, just hang on and wait for us to get more vaccine.
CUPHD says other counties may not have clinics for the elderly yet because each county has different amounts of vaccines and abilities to get it out.
It is 7:13. We're looking at our weather camera in Gibson City at Gibson Area Hospital and Health Services. Notice on the ground here at the middle school ball field, still just a little bit of snow from the event last weekend. We haven't had any sunshine to get rid of this, at least good sunshine. Still some ice out there in spots. We'll get some sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. Today, though, we're starting off chilly into the 20s all across the Midwest here. 26 in Champaign, Chicago at 29. Very cloudy look here. The jet stream active to our south means that clouds are sticking around here in central Illinois. An active system, though, developing in Texas and moving to the east. A lot of snow and rain there coming in towards Dallas, Fort Worth off to the east. Winter storm warnings are in effect from the Texas Panhandle all the way to the East Texas, Louisiana, far southeast Arkansas, and the Mississippi Delta with winter weather advisories around that. That will continue for today, tonight, and tomorrow. It looks like a good, decent amount of snow for some spots here. They could have some localized totals down towards between Dallas and Houston of 3 to 6 inches of snowfall. We're seeing no snow in the next couple of days here, but this is expected. The jet stream, of course, active to the south, and as it is then, we're staying quiet here locally for the next few days, this weekend into the upcoming week. A change is coming, though, here. The jet stream will get more active, and that means the 7-day forecast will start to look a bit more busy, I think, as we go into next weekend. The pattern change will bring the chance for a more stormy look to things, as well as perhaps some colder bouts of weather. We'll talk more about that and have a look at your 7-day forecast coming up at 7:23.
All right, thanks, Jacob. And other parts of the world are dealing with some heavy snow. A spontaneous snowball fight broke out on a Madrid street after heavy snowfall brought the city to a standstill. Video posted on social media showed dozens of people pelting each other with snowballs as one person skied down in the middle of the road. 4 people died in Spain as a snowstorm caused travel chaos across the country, blanketing Madrid in the heaviest snowfall in decades and forcing authorities to get troops to rescue people that were trapped in cars.
You know, that was a very interesting event. They actually recorded 20 inches in Madrid.
I saw that picture you posted online.
Yeah, I had some pictures on my Facebook page of that there. The interesting thing about that is that that's a very rare snow event, as you mentioned. They haven't seen snow like that in decades. Brought everything to a standstill. Look at them, though. They're having fun taking advantage of it. Does anyone else feel like everywhere else is getting big snow except for us, unless you're in Piatt County? Monticello got
Don't even bring that up.
But here in Champaign, we've had, I think, so far it's like 2 inches for the year or so. We had that anomalous, snow band that set up and dumped 8 to 10 inches in Piatt and Macon County. But
yeah, I mean, I'm okay with a little snow.
I really feel like one day we're going to get a big snow, and you're going to be waiting in the parking lot with a snowball, just waiting.
This video, just kind of warmed my heart, because I was like, it just looked like so much fun. This is the one time I'd be like, okay, you can throw a snowball at me, but don't do that.
I'll wait till after the show.
You can't. Oh, okay. The latest in entertainment is up next.
WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Stouts Building Services.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep.
With innovative memory foam developed by NASA, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer,
Which means less tossing and turning so you can sleep undisturbed through the night.
but which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself.
Let our expert sales staff guide you to your perfect Tempur-Pedic. And right now, get a free Furniture Row gift certificate when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic.
Shop Denver Mattress today, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm the new owner of P&P Heating and Cooling.
For over 30 years, P&P has worked to earn our customers' trust. We may have a new owner, but our dedication to providing excellent service is still our priority. Whether it's your home or business, P&P will make your airflow better and more efficiently. We specialize in custom ductwork, which means we adapt to you and your home's needs. We're an independent American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning customer care dealer, providing service to Mahomet and the surrounding areas.
For all your heating and cooling needs, call the professionals with pride at P&P.
It's time you make the rules. So join the 2 million people who've switched to Xfinity Mobile. You can choose from the latest phones or bring your own device and choose the amount of data that's right for you to save even more. And you'll get nationwide 5G at no extra cost, all on the most reliable network. So choose a data option that's right for you. Get nationwide 5G included and save up to $300 a year on the network rated #1 in customer satisfaction. It's your wireless, your rules. Only with Xfinity Mobile.
Find Snow Bear closings on WCIA 3 and X49. Online at WCIA.com or on your phone with the WCIA 3 News and weather apps.
WCIA 3 Snow Bear Closings, sponsored by Matex, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. The news continues here on The Morning Show, your local news leader.
Looking for something to do this weekend? Here is a look at upcoming events around Central Illinois. The Tolono Public Library will have a choose-your-own adventure take-home crafts for families. All supplies are included, like a movie, 3 books, and coloring pages. The theme for this month is cats and dogs. You can call the library to reserve yours. And today is the last day for the winter reading program with the Bloomington Library. Kids complete activities outlined in a reading log and color the associated square. When you get 5 in a row, you've got bingo and will get a prize. All activities can be done virtually, or you can get supplies at the library. And a scavenger hunt is happening this morning in Springfield. It is with To Begin Adventure. It is a cross between a hunt, a race, and a self-guided tour. You can sign up at 10. And Elvis fans remember the king of rock and roll, and a new documentary details the plot to kill a journalist. Here's your eye on entertainment.
A new film called The Dissident documents the brutal murder of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi while he was inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul in 2018. Khashoggi was picking up his marriage papers.
His fiancée saw him go in at 1 p.m. and was still waiting for him at 1 a.m.
The journalist never made it out of the consulate alive. The popular CBS competition show Tough as Nails is returning for a second season, featuring a dozen new contestants ready to roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty.
You are the toughest workers in America. That's why you're here, and we want to find out who is the toughest of them all.
Everyday people from across the country will test their strength, endurance, life skills, and mental toughness, all hoping to win the coveted belt, a Ford truck, and $200,000. Tough as Nails Season 2 debuts February 10th on CBS. Fans are making the pilgrimage to Graceland, Elvis's home in Memphis, with special COVID protocols in place. Capacity is limited to 25% during the 3-day event. Visitors are required to social distance, wear masks, and undergo temperature checks. The annual event includes tours of Graceland, Elvis impersonators, and a birthday bash. Presley died in 1977 at the age of 42. That's your eye on entertainment. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Michael Chiklis returns to television in the new series Coyote.
I just want to raise a beer to Agent Ben Clemens.
Coyote tells the story of Ben Clemens, who retires after working 32 years as a Border Patrol agent. But instead of enjoying retirement, he's forced to illegally bring people from Mexico into the U.S. under the threat of violence against his family.
The show really is about this notion of a collision of cultures, which is playing itself out all over the world.
Chiklis also serves as an executive producer.
It's really strong. That's great.
Vanessa Kirby and Shia LaBeouf play Martha and Sean, a couple whose newborn dies during an at-home birth. In the drama Pieces of a Woman, Martha tries to deal with the loss by taking the midwife to court while her relationship with her husband deteriorates and her domineering mother interferes. And Neil Young has sold a 50% stake in his more than 1,000-song music catalog to a British investment company. Young is well known for his criticism of artists who lend their music for advertising campaigns. He's recorded 70 albums with the bands Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Crazy Horse, Buffalo Springfield, and as a solo artist. That's your eye on entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The time now is 7:23. Here's a look at Mattoon. Look at that, some clouds out there. I feel like we're not surprised about that these days, with cloud cover sticking around through much of the day today. The planner has clouds from start to finish. If you get a little sunshine, you'll be lucky here through the day today. Temperatures only climbing into the low 30s in most spots. Some of us will be staying in the upper 20s, particularly towards Ford, Iroquois, and Livingston County. Some isolated flurries also possible under clouds today, with north and west winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Here's a look at Future Track this morning, looking mostly cloudy out there. Future Track hitting the nail on the head. Look what happens into the afternoon. There may be a little sunshine in a few spots. We'll wait and see what happens with that. I'm not optimistic, but if you get some sun, take it. Right? Here we go tonight. Look at that. Clouds may end up clearing out tonight. I'm going to advertise it as mostly cloudy, mostly because that moisture is so shallow, it can be very hard to get clouds on in here. Even if this happens tonight, look where we start tomorrow. Clouds still right back on in a mostly cloudy start to Monday. Monday afternoon, then, clouds start to thin out. I think some Monday afternoon brings us a mostly sunny sky. That will feel nice. If we don't get it Monday afternoon, we'll have it for you by on Tuesday. High temperatures will be climbing in the coming days, too. We get lots of sunshine Tuesday, Wednesday, with temperatures climbing in the low to middle 40s out there. That's going to be feeling pretty nice with that sunshine here. Moving into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We think the chance is there for a little bit of some moisture in spots here. Isolated showers, maybe some isolated snow showers. Temperatures also look to drop off a little bit here. Not a whole lot of confidence with how that works out. I think some folks, though, will be looking for some snow. Jamie, you're looking for that snowball for me. We'll have to wait and see how things shake out, though.
So just a possibility of maybe some light snow later this week?
Yes, that's kind of the thought. I don't really have a whole great deal of confidence with that right now. We know a cold front's coming. We know things look to cool off in the next week, and the question still remains at this point, how much moisture is there to work with, and what does that mean for our chances for showers? We'll talk more about that and take a look at Future Track coming up at 7:33.
All right, thanks, Jacob. And leaders continue to deal with the aftermath of Wednesday's riots at the Capitol. What action they want to take against the president, up next.
Breathe in the bacon, breathe out the bacon. In bacon, out bacon. Western Bacon Cheeseburger or Famous Star with cheese. Buy one, get one for just $1. Only at Hardee's.
You know, it's easy to make promises. The hard thing is keeping them. Sunset promises to carry your load at a most difficult time. To the communities they serve, they promise to be there for your children, your churches, and your organizations. Sunset promises to help our veterans. They will support them with the same level of commitment these veterans had as soldiers defending our freedom. I'm Judy Fraser, and if you're looking for a family that keeps their promises, I would suggest you make just one phone call. Sunset Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers.
Be like the famous star, resilient, meaty, juicy, and other adjectives. Famous Star with cheese or Western Bacon Cheeseburger. Buy one, get one for just $1. Only at Hardee's.
Monday at 4, there's a new look for this year's Disability Resource Expo, and we'll get the latest on part 3 of the event.
Plus, help solve a murder mystery with a new board game from the Springfield Art Association. We'll show it to you Monday on CI Living.
CI Living is celebrating birthdays, whether you're 1 or 100. If your birthday, family member, or friends is coming up, submit your picture 1 week in advance at WCIA.com. Click on Contest. Include name, birth date, and hometown. CI Living is celebrating birthdays.
For over 65 years, Blaine's Farm and Fleet has been the place to find quality tools at great prices. We're your hardware headquarters with everything you need to start and finish this year's DIY projects. Like $30 off this Milwaukee drill driver kit, now just $169. 15% off all GE light bulbs. Plus, don't miss our tool trade-in event. Bring in old power or hand tools and get exclusive trade-in savings on select new tools.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. The WCIA3 weather team brings you the latest weather conditions from outside in the Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing Weather Garden.
So comfortable out here in the Matex Heating and Cooling Weather Garden.
Our hard-working, highly trained meteorologists deliver the most accurate forecast in Central Illinois. Trust Kevin Lythy, Jack Gerfen, Amelia Henderson, and Jacob Dickey in the studio or out in the Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing Weather Garden. WCIA3, your local weather leader. The Morning Show from your local news leader.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other House Democrats are laying plans for impeaching President Trump again after his supporters violently stormed the U.S. Capitol Wednesday following his speech. CBS News correspondent Tom Hansen reports from New York.
A senior law enforcement official tells CBS News investigators are exploring why some individuals at the Capitol riot had weapons and zip ties that can function as plastic handcuffs. The Justice Department continues to pursue charges in connection with Wednesday's assault. That includes Adam Johnson of Florida, allegedly seen carrying House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's lectern during the rampage, and Jacob Anthony Chansley, believed to be this shirtless man wearing horns, a bearskin headdress, and face paint, was also arrested. With less than 2 weeks before President Trump leaves the White House, congressional Democrats are preparing to bring articles of impeachment against him as early as Monday.
It was an act of sedition that was incited and encouraged by Donald Trump.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi spoke to Leslie Stahl for this Sunday's 60 Minutes.
Well, sadly, the person who's running the executive branch is a deranged, unhinged, dangerous President of the United States.
The draft article of impeachment, incitement of insurrection, alleges President Trump's conduct on Wednesday gravely endangered the security of the United States. He would be the first president to be impeached twice.
Hello, Patriots!
On Saturday, some heavily armed President Trump supporters gathered in Minneapolis for a Stop the Steal protest.
We want Donald Trump to resign!
While anti-Trump demonstrators rallied in front of Chicago's Trump Tower, in New York's Times Square, and in a handful of other cities. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
And CBS News has learned Vice President Pence will attend President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration January 20th. President Trump has already said he won't be there. He'll be the first president in more than 150 years to skip the ceremony. We will have more weather and news after this.
WCIA 3 News is brought to you by Stouts Building Services.
For your next kitchen or bath project, call Cabinet City Granite and Marble. We specialize in custom kitchens, bathrooms, countertops, and so much more. We provide the tools you need to beautify your home. Cabinet City Granite and Marble in Urbana and Tilton.
At Menards, we know how important it is to be comfortable in your home. Upgrade now with comfy interior furniture, and you'll get a free area rug. That's right. Get a free 5x7 rug valued at $149.99 with the purchase of any upholstered living room furniture at $299 or more. Find the perfect furniture to fit any decor. From love seats to sofas, sectionals, and recliners. Menards has what you need to start relaxing now. Plus, get a free rug.
Save big money at Menards.
At Ameren, Illinois, we're not only focused on delivering reliable energy to your home every day, we also have an eye to the future. From powering one of the most advanced energy grids in the nation to using innovative technology like smart meters to help you save energy and money. We're planning for the future of Champaign so you can be ready for what's next at home. Now that's energy at work. Learn more at amerenillinois.com/champaign.
Your furniture, your way. Carter's Furniture teams up with Smith Brothers Upholstery to bring you custom, high-quality American-made furniture you've always dreamed about. Select from more than 1,300 fabrics and 100 leather options. Then choose your style, cushion, and back design. Or choose from Carter's large in-stock selection of sofas, chairs, and sectionals. Save 40% now during the factory-authorized sale. Plus, free delivery and a lifetime warranty makes your custom furniture within reach at Carter's Furniture, Urbana.
Throw away your shovel and enter to win a snowblower at WCIA.com. All you got to do is guess the date of the first 3-inch snowfall in Champaign or Springfield, and you could win a snowblower from Lanes Inc. or Chambana Sales.
Win a snowblower for the correct Champaign snowfall guess, courtesy of Chambana Sales. Or the correct Springfield snowfall guess from Lance Inc. Enter the Let It Snow contest at WCIA.com.
Keep up to date with CI Living CI On The Go app. You can watch segments about cooking, community events, contests, and more. And best of all, it's free. It's the CI On The Go app from CI Living and WCIA 30.
Welcome back to the morning show. The time is 7:33. A cloudy start in Pontiac on the Roofing Dog iNet Pontiac RV weather camera. Don't expect a whole lot more than that across parts of central Illinois. Temperatures also starting off a bit chilly out here. 26 in Champaign, 25 in Decatur. Our average lows this time of year should be down into the teens, but clouds are keeping things just a tad warmer than that. We get cloud cover during the days. It keeps our highs lower, and it keeps our lows a bit higher here, acting like a blanket, keeping us away from the sunshine. Sunshine not really going to be an issue today. We're going to have more clouds tonight. If you get some sunshine, you'll be lucky. I think many of us stay mostly cloudy, and that means temperatures climbing into the upper 20s and low 30s for highs. 29 in Paxton, 31 in Danville, Covington at 32. We'll get up to 30 in Shelbyville, Taylorville, and in Springfield. How about a high today of 33 in Marshall, Paris at 32. As we go into tonight, I'm going to advertise it as mostly cloudy. We may get a few breaks in the clouds tonight, and that may help our temperatures drop down into the low to middle 20s out there with north and west winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tomorrow brings sunshine for us, 33, morning clouds, but afternoon sunshine. West winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Here we go tonight. Notice we're mostly cloudy. Tomorrow starting mostly cloudy, but the clouds decrease during Monday and Monday afternoon. Lots of sunshine on Tuesday. Lots of sunshine on Wednesday. Then Thursday, things may get more active here. At the minimum, we think there's a chance for some showers and snow showers. This may be a bit aggressive. I'm not overly confident on it. The chance is there, though, on the backside, we get some more light snow showers into Friday. We'll continue to watch it, but overall, I think Thursday, Friday looks like a lower impact event moving forth. Of course, that could change. Get the updates on the WCIA 3 weather app. Jamie?
Jacob. The Champaign Educational Support Professionals named a new union president in a special runoff election. CESP Secretary and Web Manager Ben Gully beat out the incumbent president, Jackie Williams. Gully tells WCIA he's looking forward to leading the union and helping it grow. As for Williams, she says she'll keep working with the union to make sure the return to in-person learning in Champaign is as safe as possible.
The district's been doing really well on trying to move forward with the pandemic, and so is CESP working with them. We work hand in hand, so if there's a new thing that comes down, they check with us, we check with them.
Williams says CESP's priority needs to be making sure support employees have access to a COVID-19 vaccine. And if you've been to the Lake of the Woods Forest Preserve recently, you may have noticed a shelter being demolished. Crews are taking down the Swiss Valley shelter because of structure damage from standing water. WCIA 3's Demi Ramirez joins us from the newsroom. Demi, will the structure be replaced?
No, Jamie, it won't, but instead it will be fully accessible for all. An 800-foot ADA path is being constructed. 2 new shelters will be added, and parking and restrooms will now be closer. Swiss Valley was built in 1958. One woman we spoke to says she's sad to see it go.
I hope that they keep it open so that people can have blanket picnics, still play Frisbee and football and volleyball and things like that. So, yeah, my best memories are just the picnics and the family gatherings that we had there.
The shelter will be torn down next week, and it's set to be completed in May. It's also a popular site to go sledding because of the hill. Construction crews are warning people to steer clear of the area. In the newsroom, I'm Demi Ramirez, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Right, thanks, Demi. And it's time for our trending topics of the day. We're talking about a Waffle House tip, healthcare workers, and a visit from a camel. First up, a man raised more than $1,000 for his server at a Waffle House in Georgia. Michael Carsley was raising money on social media while in the Waffle House after losing his fantasy football league. While streaming his punishment, he decided to raise money for his server, unknown to her. The bill was about $50. With tip, it came to $1,089.58.
I love that. And I don't know about you, I love Waffle House. You ever been to Waffle House?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and I was hoping you wouldn't. Well, the embarrassing answer is no.
Why is that? I don't know. I think some.
Because I feel like everybody's been to the Waffle House. I had this conversation with my sister, and she's like, "You've never been to the Waffle House?"
Oh, you've never been to Waffle House?
I've never been to it.
Oh, I asked if you like Waffle House.
No, I don't know if I like it because I've never been.
Well, there's one. I think you got to go all the way down to down past Paducah to get to one, or St. Louis area has one. There's not in Central Illinois. When I was down in Mississippi and Oklahoma, I love them.
I mean, they have Waffle Houses in Houston, so I've just never been.
It's a great place to be. Great place.
It always looks like a place I don't want to eat, and so.
It's worth it. It really is. In fact, here's a fun fact. So my best friend Bennett, him and his wife, they got married this past year. Their Valentine's Day, their first Valentine's Day, they went to Waffle House. Whole Southern culture about Waffle House. They love it. You're not a town if you don't have a Waffle House. Kind of like here in Illinois, you're not a town if you don't have a Casey's gas station pizza, general store. Waffle
Well,
House,
this
great
was
place.
super sweet. I'm sure this really made their day to have that $1,000 tip.
Oh, absolutely. I think that'd make anyone's day. Oh, look,
Yeah.
there she is. She's happy as can be. Oh, she looks so thankful there, so that's pretty great. All right, frontline workers were greeted with a tunnel of support by the community during a shift change. It happened in Texas at the Baylor, Scott, and White Emergency Room entrance as nurses and doctors made their way to and from work. A line of community members cheered them on. This comes after hospitalization rates for COVID-19 have consistently increased. Recently, that's been stressing out hospitals and causing hospital staff to be stretched thin. I think that's great here. Community support, obviously the times we want to promote positivity and love one another, respect others, and be a little more happy. So great way for folks to get out and support their first responders. And
and especially like I know that this probably has to be a really stressful time for them, and so it just feels good anytime you do a job and to have people just say they're thankful for what you do.
Yeah, I remember back in March and April when things were first going down in my hometown, Gibson City, they went out and did a parade by the hospital. Everyone was honking horns and when things first shut down. So, all kinds of great stuff. It's just a great way to support others and help people out. So, hats off to them. Hope you support. Say thanks to any healthcare workers you may know.
All right, and Curly the camel made his rounds at Legacy Salmon Creek Hospital Tuesday morning. His mission is to put smiles on the faces of people he meets, including hospital workers. Curly was the perfect way to begin or end a long shift. He brought a smile to many people's faces, and it turned out to be just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, I'm looking at that and thinking, what day did he go?
Tuesday?
Did it say Tuesday on there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking if he went Wednesday, it's hump day. Camels have a hump? That's terrible. No, that's really cool. There's all kinds of pets and whatnot. Great thing. Camel. Never seen that before. Quite interesting.
Sports is up next.
WCIA 3 News is sponsored by University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
Hi, I'm Keenan Swanson from The Roofing Dog. You've watched my brother and I grow up on TV.